think we're live now. Hopefully, if everything went well. Okay, let's see what happens here.
Time is 7 p.m. Outdoor temperature 52 degrees. Wind speed 5 miles per hour. Thursday, 18 April.
Well, hello. See if I got this set up right. I don't know if I do or not. Hopefully it's working. And we'll see what happens. We will see what happens here. Kind of a last minute chat, so I don't know, or last minute live, so maybe maybe it's not a good idea. I don't know. Maybe I gotta plan it more better or something. But we'll see. We'll see what happens here. Hopefully it will work out all right. I could say last minute on a Thursday night may not have been a good idea, but I guess we will try it. See what happens. See if we get anyone. May not. All right, well, just kind of be patient, I guess. Play around with some radio stuff and see what we can come up with. Maybe play around with the Zello. I do have my repeater test channel. Actually, I'm going to put that in the chat here. We will put that in the chat. That's my repeater zello. I should probably let me do it this way. My zello. Let's do this. Okay, that's my Zello GMRS repeater test channel that I play with the interface board. I got the Retevis interface board hooked up right now, and you can talk with me on there if you choose to, and maybe do some live. That'd be kind of neat to do some live. Let's see if I can do this. I don't know if I can. See what happens here. Let's just play around with some things here. Alright, so let's turn that on. We got that hooked up. Now, let's grab another radio. Hold on. Okay, now we grab another radio here. Radio check. 1, 2, 3, 4. 1, 2, 3, 4. Now let's see if I can get this to play. So, if I can do this right, we're going to have this play over Zello. Let's see if I can do this. So let's go ahead and change. What do I want? I want this, right? Oh, wait, whoa. Radio check. 1, 2, 3, 4. 1, 2, 3, 4. Now, we're trying this over Zello, or actually over the repeater over to YouTube. So I have the handheld here hooked up. I'm using another handheld to talk on. I don't know how the sound sounds, but just kind of playing around here. 1, 2, 3, 4. 1, 2, 3, 4. There. Now I got my regular headset on. I don't know if that worked or not, but it was kind of, I'll have to play it back and see if it did. I may have to adjust the volume louder. Hard to say. But what else here? Let's kind of get things set up. Trying to get things set up. Hey. Oh, Gary, late to the show. No, don't worry about that, Gary. It's kind of a last minute thing here, so I don't even know if we're going to get people. Which would be better, two mobile radios, a repeater, or an actual 50 watt VHF repeater for GMRS? Well, it would be UHF, not VHF technically. But I guess, here's the thing that people don't realize. The only bad news about using an actual repeater is that if you have troubles with it and let's say the transmit goes out on it, now you got to send the whole repeater in to get repaired. When you use two mobile radios and let's say you have a transmit problem, let's say the transmit radio goes bad, you can easily switch it and make your receive radio be the transmit radio and your transmit radio to be a receive radio. So let's say in this right here, this is my transmit radio. Let's say, let's just make it even more simpler. Let's say this is my transmit radio and this is my receive radio. This thing goes bad. The transmit goes out on it. Well, no big deal. I just switch the cables and back, change my frequency so that this is the receive radio, and this one down here is my transmit radio. I don't have to send nothing in to get repaired. So I hope that makes sense what I'm talking about. I have a VH repeater for my private channel. Habit type to VHF. Okay. But I'm hoping the two mobile radio, what I explained there, kind of helps you decide. I mean, that's what I like about two mobiles. You can switch them out easily without having to send the whole repeater in to get fixed. That's my personal opinion. And also too, I know there's some repeaters that are. I think the Motorola repeater has a little bit of adjustable power. I believe. I can't remember now, but nevertheless, even if you have a 50 watt, regular repeater, it's usually not going to be 50 watt out of the antenna or out to the antenna because of the duplexer. So, that same applies with the mobile radios. I'm going to lose 8 to 10 watts because of the duplexer. But I like this because I can switch radios. I can try different things. I'm not committed to one unit. And by the way, some people don't know this. Some of the repeaters are actually two mobile radios inside the Bridgecom does that on some of their models, by the way. They just got two mobile radios, the circuit boards inside the repeater with a duplexer and a built-in power supply. That's their repeater. So be mindful of that. Bridgecom does do that on, I don't remember what model it is. So that's what I like about the mobile radios. And you can do a lot with them. I mean, you can change them out. You can do a crossband. You can have one be, VHF and one be UHF or whichever one that you want to play around with. That's what's kind of nice about the two mobile radios. I did a video on two mobile radio repeater on my channel here, and I kind of compared it to a regular, regular repeater, as in the Retevis RT97 repeater. And, remember, more wattage gives you penetration, not really distance, too, by the way. Which is good for like leaves, branches. So that's what the wattage is good for. But, I kind of like the mobile. I can set it up any way I want. Yeah, like here, I've actually got this as my transmit, which is actually, you probably can't see that, which is actually a handheld hooked up to an amplifier. That's how I have my one repeater here set up. Icon VH repeater for UHF. Been thinking about a 100-watt UHF repeater for GMRS. Program the power. Yeah, yeah. Or actually, what I would do is get the 50 watts out of the other end of the coax, if possible. So if you got like a 100-foot coax, put your meter at the other end of it, turn it. You know, it's 50 watts to the antenna. So I would adjust it, including your coax, how many feet that will be. So that's what I would do. I think Motorola has a model like that. It's an older model. I can't remember what model number it was, but I think it is adjustable. Has a little bit of adjustable power. So there's kind of pluses and minuses, I guess, between the two. You know, so. But people think that the wattage is going to give them further distance, and it does not. It just helps with penetration, which ain't bad. But I just, a lot of people think that it's 50 watts. I'm gonna go much further. Well, not necessarily. It's just going to help penetrate leaves and branches, and which is still good. But yeah, that's what it is. Bridgecom. Yep. That, I knew that was one. I can't remember which one did that, but yeah, you're right. That's the one that's got two mobile radios in it. And from my understanding, from a person that I know that has one, his transmit radio went out, and he thought he could just flip it himself quickly and reprogram them. But nope, Bridgecom, he had to take it to a dealer and had to redo the programming, I guess, apparently. I don't know why he couldn't do it, but that's what he was told to do. So I've had a couple people on my Zello channel not be real happy with their Bridgecom. They've had problems. One guy got rid of it. Another guy, he's been dealing with issues. I think he's got it straightened out. I'm not for sure, but they weren't very happy with it. Like I said, I've met a couple people that has that Bridgecom that have issues. And I'm not trying to pick on Bridgecom. I'm just going by what people are telling me. So, and and I guess in a way, if you're gonna pay, what is that BR40 U? What is that, $2,000 repeater? I think it's about $2,000, ain't it? And I don't know what you get with that, but if it's going to be two mobile radios, I can guarantee you I can find two mobile radios a lot cheaper for $2,000 with the duplexer. Maybe the repeater's got a little bit more into it, but for $2,000 for two mobile radios, I don't know. I'm not really fuzzy about that, to be honest with you. That's just my personal opinion. I don't know if Bridgecom comes with I think it does come with a repeater ID board in it, I believe. I think. Maybe that's extra. I'm not sure. I just know they're about $2,000 for that model, I believe. Paid more for, yeah. Well, yeah, the programming, I think it's the programming and software you got to pay more for. Maybe that gentleman didn't do it, or he couldn't get to work or something. I don't remember what the story was, but he had to take it to the dealer and they had to reprogram it. And then he got it back and it worked for a little bit. Then the other one, then he had another problem with it. The duplexer, I think, was just a whole bunch of issues. But like I said, maybe they just had a little bit of bad luck. I don't know. Yeah, they're two. Okay, that's good to know. Two. That's the radios they use, huh? For $2,000, holy mackerel! You better off just buying the radio separately. I mean, I get it. They make a nice package. Duplexers in there, power supply. So I get it, but man, that's a lot of money. Oh, with programming. Well, I don't know. I mean, for the price you pay, you think it wouldn't be like that. But, that's just me. I mean, I get it. Things ain't perfect, and I understand, things happen, but that's just a lot of money for 2 mobile radios. I'm going to look up the radio and see what the radios cost just by themselves. Let's just see what the radios are. If I can find it here. It looks like, of course, no price on the website. Oh, maybe I won't be able to tell you a price on them. I'm just kind of see what they have, that model of radio sells for, just for the heck of it. I'm going to look here once and see if I can find it. ICOM's a good repeater. That's a good name. Motorola's another one too. It looks like still can't. Oh yeah, man, they want $349 for that type of Maxton TM 8402A. You want $350 for that radio? Holy Jesus. No wonder why they sell the repeater for $2,000. Wow. It's eBay price. Maybe I could find it cheaper on Amazon. I don't know. Huh. Well, it explains why. I don't know. Like I said before, I just think 2 mobile radios, as you guys know, antenna height is the king. I could have my Retevis repeater, which is, everyone knocks the Retevis and Midland repeater. I could put that on a good location, and it'll work just as good, equal, in my opinion, to a $2,000 repeater. Now, granted, you'll have more wattage and you get more penetration, but if I had a good repeater location for my Retevis, it would work just as good on 6 watts, obviously, because the antenna height. And I don't know. I mean, obviously, I don't have a Bridgecom here. I would really like to see if the sensitivity is better. Maybe it's got a little more sensitivity than a mobile. I don't know. Or actually, they're 2 mobile radios. So maybe their $300 mobile radios got more sensitivity. I'm not sure. Or even the Motorola repeater. I would like to have one here just to compare it. To see if I see a big difference. Now, I know a lot of people out there have kind of knocked the Midland, MXR10 and the Retevis RT97 repeater. They say, oh, they won't last. Under a heavy load, they'll burn up. And I'm telling you, I've abused that repeater more times than I want to admit. A couple of times, I didn't even know my SWRs were extremely high. It didn't phase it. You have the Bridgecom, but using the Retevis repeater. Well, there you go. How come you're using the Retevis repeater and not the Bridgecom? What happened to the Bridgecom? Did it die already? No, I shouldn't say that. There must be a reason why you're not using it. Maybe you set up above. Oh, maybe. Wonder why he's not using the Bridgecom. See, the Retevis repeater, you have to admit that Retevis repeater is a good repeater. Whether it's the RT97S or the RT97 model, they're both good repeaters. I like the 97S because I can have my zello. Speaking of that, I do have if you guys, well, maybe some of you may or may not, if you go to my zello repeater test channel, I have, as we speak, my Retevis RT97 repeater hooked up with my interface board, so you guys can actually hear it. I have a handheld here that I can key it up, and you guys can hear me talk on zello. And actually, I was going to patch it from this radio to this cord to my USB sound card. So I was going to try that and see how that sounded over YouTube. You know what I mean? I would talk to you using a radio instead of my, let's try it once, I guess. What the heck, right? Let's see what happens. What's the worst could happen? Let me switch here and bear with me. This is experimental. I'm going to switch sound cards. I'm going to go to the other one here. I'll be right back. All right, I'm talking to you on my handheld. If you guys can hear me, I got it patched in. This is receiving it, and I have another handheld I'm keying up. I don't know if the volume's loud enough. Maybe I can go a little bit louder on the volume. I'm not sure how that's sounding on YouTube, but I am talking with the interface board patched into YouTube. So there you go. How's that? I don't know if that's working or not. Actually, it's kind of nice using a handheld. I got to wear a headset. I can actually move around. Wow, this is it's like being wireless. How do I sound? You guys can hear me okay? Oh, hopefully I sound good, good. And if you look, I'm also on Zello. If you look on my Zello here, so you can hop on Zello and talk to me. Actually, if you hop on Zello, we could have a live talking. You don't have to even type. So if you got your phones, if you hop on Zello, I'll be able to hear you. And I think it would go over YouTube at the same time. So you can see when I keep up a handheld, it's going over Zello. This is patched into the YouTube. So I could turn the volume up, or maybe the volume needs to go up a little bit more. I don't know how much volume I want to go. Maybe I'll just leave it like that and have to play around the settings. But hopefully it sounds halfway decent. So someone to key up Zello, go to my, I'll punch in my Zello repeater test channel name here. Nope, it'll be the GMRS, as you see on the screen with the underscores. That should be the Zello. If you hop on there, I should be able to hear on my handheld, which by the way, you will be going over to YouTube, just so that you're aware of it. So GMRS underscore repeater underscore test. You can join and talk to me. I'm talking on another handheld right here. And that's how I'm doing it. Got channel, I think you're trying to say. I think that's what you're trying to say. Well, there, Brad. I'm hoping. Now, I don't want to really say a full, a date, a hard core date. I'm hoping 2 to 3 weeks. I know it sounds kind of long, but I'm trying to
test with as many radios as possible because I just want to try to say, hey, we've tested it with these amount of radios. There's going to be some mobiles that it may not work with, but obviously I can't test them all. But I'm going to try to test with more radios. And I'm still testing it. You can see the prototype board right there, and it's been working great. It's been working really good. So far so good. So it's going to be a few weeks yet, unfortunately. So everything keeps going well, I should say. Or as everything keeps going well, I should say. And for those of you that might be new to this stream, I'm talking to you with a handheld over YouTube. So I'm on an actual handheld going through a repeater right now. That's why I might sound a little different than normal. And I know sometimes people get in, I understand people kind of waiting, but I just want to make sure as best as I can that to work with most radios. I did find one mobile that it will not work with the receive part of it. That mobile will work with a transmit, but it will not work for a receive radio. So I did find a model that's like that. So what do? There's going to be some mobiles that it won't work for receive. That's just the nature of the beast. But what type of mobiles do you have there, Brad? Just out of curiosity. No, it's not a user. It's a channel. It's a channel name there. It's a channel name. GMRS underscore repeater underscore test. It's a channel name, not a user. Add channel is what you want to do. Obviously, I'm going to try to keep it as reasonable as possible. But the reason I can't say is because I'm still testing it, and if I have to change something, that might require more parts. So I don't really want to say. I just don't want to say because then people will say, "Well, you said this much." You know what I mean? So so that's the unfortunately, I can't really say. I guess what I could say, anywhere, I guess the best way to probably say this is to kind of give you an idea, between $65 to $100, somewhere in between there. That's about the best I can say right now. And don't hold me to that, because if I got to change things or do something different, that could change. But I'm guessing in between there. I hope that helps a little bit there, Brad. Kenwood. I'd have to see. And that's the thing. That's the only bad thing about this is obviously I can't test every radio out there, so I can't say, yeah, it's going to work with that, or I don't, it may. I mean, that's the only thing I kind of hate about this particular board is that I cannot say yes or no to radios because I just don't have them here. So that's the only thing I'm kind of, you know what I mean? You know, kind of, I don't know, worried about, I guess. I just, you know, I'm hoping it'll work with most of them, but I just don't know. But Ken would have to look up that model, see, but it's hard. It's going to be hard to tell by just reading it, you know, reading about it if it will work or not. So, do you have other radio?
WR08285.
Go ahead there. Someone was talking.
WR08285. I am Polrumptuous on the chat.
Yeah, hey, welcome. You sound real good on my radio. Hopefully I sound good on your Zello. Welcome to the live chat. This is something different. Hopefully I sound pretty decent on YouTube, but welcome. Anyone else is welcome to join the Zello channel and talk with me directly. Like I said, I'm using a handheld hooked up to my Retevis repeater with the interface board.
Nice delay there going to YouTube. I'm going to have to mute YouTube, otherwise I'm really going to get confused.
Yeah, you can't have it. Yes. Even with my headset that's hooked up to my computer, there's a delay when I talk. That's just the way the internet is. Yeah, you're gonna have to, you know, turn off the YouTube volume. But even when I have it hooked up to my laptop, you know, my regular computer headset, there's still a delay.
Yeah, fun, isn't it? Hey, I got a quick question for you about Zello. I was the one who had the problem where my users to my repeater, I can hear them, but they can't hear the repeater, and someone suggested to make them trusted, a trusted user. Do I need to restart the program, or where do I find it where I can set people as trusted?
Yeah, it should be. I'd have to look here. Actually, let me see if I can go to my. That's what's nice about having a handheld. It's like a wireless headset. I can actually walk away from the computer. Let me look at my Zello. Hold on. I think it's going to be under when you go to your channel, edit, maybe under edit my profile. I think that's it. Or no, you gotta go under your channel. That's the user. You gotta go to your actual channel settings, if that makes sense. Actually, to do that, you're going to have to take it out of gateway mode, if I remember correctly. You're going to have to go out of gateway mode and then go under your actual channel settings. It should be in there. Does that make sense?
Yes, it does. I kind of thought that would be what I would need to do, but I just didn't want to mess things up because it's sort of working. It works on my phone, but nobody else can use it. Hey, I got a private Zello channel.
Just go under, take it out of gateway, go under your Zello channel settings. That should be underneath there. Brad, Motorola, okay, you got a Motorola, okay. Well, it's good you got all the radios, because, like I say, I don't know which one.
Yeah, I have to go in and change it to gateway as false. Yeah, I need to do that. Let me play with that, and I'll let you talk to other people, and I'll be monitoring. WRO8285.
And yes, you can mismatch radios. Obviously, I could have a Motorola. Like here, if you look at my screen here, let me move this up here. I could have a Motorola here, and I could have a TYT there. We can mismatch brand names and all that stuff. So that's good news. So, like in my case, this radio that I have that is not compatible receive-wise, I can make that be my transmit radio, and just use a different radio for receive. I'm hoping that makes sense. But, you guys are welcome to join the Zello chat. We don't have to type. So I'll put my Zello channel name in here with the underscore. If you guys are welcome to join and chat. There's my Zello if you guys want to hop on here and chat with me instead of typing. I mean, either way is fine. And I'm using my interface board that's hooked up to my Retevis repeater. It's hooked up to Zello on another laptop in the other room. So you get to hear how the interface board sounds. The Retevis one. Retevis Midland one. How about the J-Dub? You got a copy? But when you join the Zello, my Zello GMRS repeater test, make sure you do the underscores. You add a channel, not a username. Add a channel. That's how you join if you want to chat with me instead of typing.
Okay, this is WROA285. I switched back. I'm no longer in gateway mode on my repeater Zello, and I'm not sure where to go from here. Is it? I got status, view, tools, and help.
Let me see. I think I can. Hold on. Let me see if I can do it on mine. Hold on. My other computer here. Give me a minute.
Absolutely. Take your time. This is fantastic.
Okay, if you right-click when you're not in gateway mode and you right-click on the channel name and you go to show channel profile, it should be a box should open up and they should be able to channel type. Anyone can talk on and listen. Right there is where you can change it. I hope I'm making sense.
Okay, I see my repeater, the East Mesa. Hold on, let me get out of that. Right click. It says show online users, turn on solo mode, or delete.
No, you need to right click on your repeater channel zello, your zello name that you're using. For like in my case, I would right click on my GMRS _ repeater _ test. I might be able to show you. Hold on. I don't know if you buy your computer screen to watch me. I can switch cameras and you can see me do it. If that makes sense.
I'm watching your channel now.
Give me a minute here and I will show you what I mean. Hold on.
Sorry, didn't mean to hijack your live stream here.
No worries. No worries at all. Let me go ahead. Give me a second here and I will show you. Okay, hope you can see that now. Do you see? Well, you can actually see me talking, but not the user. This is my. Okay, let me get my mouse here. Hold on. Okay, this is my repeater user here. I don't want that one. I want my zello, the channel, which is going to be this one up here. I want to do. I want to right click on that and do show channel profile. Not the repeater. This is this one right here. You see me talking. That's actually my user, which is my repeater. Does that make sense? So you want to do the channel that your repeater's in. Hopefully that makes sense to them. I'm hoping, but that's where it should be at underneath there.
Okay, I'm looking at your video. I'm going to run back to the repeater and see if I can find that.
Well, I'm assuming now, maybe I'm not making sense, but did you create a repeater zello channel? Does that make sense? Not a user. Did you make a channel that your repeater's in?
I believe I did. I followed your directions explicitly. Let's see. So I have East Mesa. That's my repeater. I have Zello Gateway. And
Because you want to right-click, highlight, and right-click your repeater zello channel, whatever name that is. You right-click it, and then it should be show. What did I say it was? Show. Hold on. Show channel profile after you right-click on it.
Okay, the only thing I show that has anything to do with my repeater, I right click and, wait a minute. I am not getting that. I must have done, I may just have to clear everything out and start over again.
Yeah, because you should, if you created the zello repeater channel, whatever name you gave it to, for people to join to be on your repeater, that's the one you got to right click on. But also too, you got to be, there's another catch to this, you have to be the owner of, what I mean by that is, okay, hold on, I'm gonna go back to the video, I'm gonna show you something here.
Watching your video.
Okay, so here's the other kind of a hiccup in the thing here. Watch what happens. I'm going to click on this, and I'm going to go to Show Channel, okay? But do you notice this is grayed out? I can't change this. That's because I'm not logged in as the channel owner. So I'm doing this for another computer that's using a different username. So if you do this and you cannot change it, that's because it'll tell you who the channel owner right here is. Does that make sense? So find your repeater, your zello repeater channel, the channel that your repeater's in my case, it would be the GMRS _ repeater _ test. Right click on that, show channel profile. Here's where anyone can talk and listen. Do you want them to send emails so you verify them? Because technically if they're going over your repeater, you probably want to make sure they have a call sign, technically speaking. So maybe you want it so that they have to be verified. But you got to make sure you're logged in.
Yeah, I get the request and I verify them, and I do that. But it's still okay. I'm still not seeing that. I think I messed up somewhere. Oh, how'd you do that? How'd you go back to where it said GMRS repeater test, and it shows the Retevis repeater?
Well, it should come up. I'm not in gateway mode. I'm just remember take your zello out of gateway mode. It should list. It should list your repeater. As you can see, I'm talking. So GMRS repeater. This is my actual repeater that's receiving the signal. This up here is my actual repeater where my repeater's in, which is the GMRS _ repeater _ test. That's the one you want to right click on and select show profile.
Okay, I am not in gateway mode. I just closed Zello, opened it back up, and I see the Zello gateway where I where I went into Zello gateway to. Oh, I hate Zello. Sorry about that.
No, that's all right. You should, if you see, okay, let me scroll through mine here. Hold on. Yeah, I mean, if you're not in gateway mode, you should see your repeater. You should see if there's any people that are in the channel, like you kind of see in mine here. Then your channel name should be in there. So I'm not sure why you're not seeing your repeater channel name.
Mesa, I do see that, and I can right-click on it, and it just says Show Online Users, and turn on solo mode or delete. Those are my only options on the right-click.
Are you on a computer? Yeah, you must be on a computer doing this, not on a phone, right? You're on a computer?
Yeah, I'm on a laptop that's connected to your interface, that's connected to the Retevis, that's connected to my antenna.
Well, that is, if you what's your options when you right-click on your zello repeater name? What is your options again?
I have three options. It says Show Online Users, turn on solo mode, and delete.
Okay, that's weird. Are you, what type of laptop do you got? Is it a Windows base?
Yeah, this is a Asus whatever. It's the cheapest laptop I could find, and it works, well, pretty well. And it's, I'm running Windows 11 on it.
Okay, I don't know why you're not seeing that. If I click on like my repeater itself and not the channel name, I get show profile, add user, turn on solo mode, show contact history, and mute. That's when I click on my actual repeater. Now if I click on or right click on my repeater zello channel name, then I get, hold on, I get disconnect, display full list, report as inappropriate, turn on solo mode, show contact history, mute, add to favorites, show channel profile. So, I don't know why you're not seeing the show channel profile. I'd have to see your screen or something. Can you, maybe, I don't know, if you can take a picture and email it to me, I'd have to look at it later, but yeah, that's just weird. I don't know why you're not seeing that.
Okay, well, I went to the edit my profile, and it has my full Zello name, which is LCNM-East Mesa 675, and that's my repeater. And that's it. So this is my interface for the repeater to Zello. So I don't know. Maybe what I should do is just clear everything, go over your videos one more time, and just start from scratch.
Yeah, that's what I tried that once because I don't know why that was turned on when you did it. Maybe you didn't realize you did that, but go ahead and start over, try it again. You're close. I mean, obviously you got it working, just that no one else can key up because you have it set that way. So you're definitely close. Try that once and see what happens.
Yeah, maybe I could try adding another channel, or it'd probably be best to go with the clean install. Okay, I think I've taken up enough of your time, so I'll let you go on with the others.
No worries. Also, too, what you could do, if worse gets the worse, create a new channel and see what that does. Just, create a new one. Maybe, I forgot what name you said yours was, but maybe add a few numbers after it or something, you know what I mean? Create a new one and see what happens. That might be the best way, that might solve your problem.
Yeah, I'll work on that tomorrow and see what I can come up with. Thank you very much. I really appreciate your time.
No problem, no problem. No problem whatsoever. I'll be monitoring channel. Kind of weird saying that on a live stream. But yeah, I'll be by the radio. You know, if anyone on Zello wants to key up or type, I can read the typing too, but easier to talk if possible. But I'll be pointing around here.
Very good. Well, that you go. In fact, my repeater just gave me the weather report here. So your board is working and the interface is working. So just trying to get Zello to work. All right. Thanks a lot. Have a good evening. This is WR08285.
No problem, no problem. Yeah. Hopefully they'll give you some ideas, hopefully how to fix your Zello. Glad everything's working for you. Appreciate that. Matter of fact, that's the board I'm talking on now. If anyone was wondering, I am using the interface board hooked up to my Retevis, and we got it patched in here to the YouTube. So any questions, hop on. I just posted here in the chat my repeater test Zello channel. Hop on there and welcome to ask a question. I'll be by the radio here. Bunch of J-Dub. Got a copy? All right, hopefully I kind of answered some of your questions there about the other interface board, or repeater controller board, I should say. Hopefully that answers it. I'm going to, as soon as I possibly can, 2 to 3 weeks, I'm hoping, like I said, I have it here. I have this off now because I have the Retevis on, but I've been playing with it. I got it hooked up to an antenna, and I've been kind of monkeying around with this, just kind of making sure things working good. So far, so good. But I like to do a little more testing just to double check things. So it's going to be, 2 to 3 weeks-ish. Anyone else out there have any questions? Anyone else have any questions? You can either type them in the channel there, chat, or you could join me on my Zello repeater test channel as I posted in the chat there and talk with me live if you have any questions or anything. And I will be monitoring the channel here. No problem there. If you do, just shoot me an email, or I'm gonna try to do more of these live type of streams here for people can ask questions. I think if you restart from scratch or create a whole new channel, that should solve your problem. Hopefully, you can fix the channel you got now and not have to make a new one. But yeah, so hopefully that will help you there.
Well, thank you very much. Yeah, like I say, I'm going to get a good night's sleep. I don't really want to attack this with my fuzzy brain right now. So we'll do that in the morning. I do have one question about your interface board. What is the purpose of the relay? Is that just a push to talk, or is that sending audio?
The relay is actually for Zello. That's part of how the date and time gets put over Zello. And that's if you don't want it to play over Zello, but you want it to play over the radio, you can turn it off in the software so it doesn't play over Zello. The date, time, weather, or even the repeater ID. Some people want it to go over Zello, some people don't. So that relay is what does that.
Okay, I was kind of unclear. Thank you very much.
No problem. Actually, one of the, I think if you go to my forum, I think my thread that says, first time read this, I think I mentioned in there, if you uncheck under the date and time, pin 4, I believe it is, that will make it so it does not put over Zello, thus you won't hear the relay click. But it'll still put over your repeater though. So it gives you an option to be able to turn that off of Zello if you don't want to.
Very good. Thank you very much. I kind of like it, so I want to know what my repeater's doing, what it's saying. I want to make sure it doesn't go nuts. Okay, well, very good. Like I said, we'll dive into this tomorrow, and hopefully I won't be a blithering idiot by noon.
But my main Zello channel is the one that I normally use, but this is my repeater test one, for questions or whatnot, or, just for playing around my interface boards and stuff like that. But for tonight, I have it patched in, so people can ask questions or type them, whichever one they want.
Oh, interesting thing, when I was on the repeater Zello controller, I noticed Gambler was on there. That's you, isn't it?
Yes, that's my main one when I'm on the phone. Obviously now I'm talking with a handheld, so it's going to come up as a GMRS repeater Wisconsin, I believe what it comes up as. But yeah, Gambler is actually me on my main Zello channel, if that makes sense.
It does. I just never remember putting it on there. Okay. But that was a long time ago. That was several months ago. And my mind is going, Dave. I can feel it.
No problem. I know how that goes. Yeah, okay there, Brad. Yeah, no problem. Just like I say, as soon as I can get this test a little bit more, I'm hoping soon here. Just, I know it seems like it takes forever, but I'd rather test it really good, if that makes sense. But, at any rate, any more questions, just holler, but, no problem.
Just a quick comment. Earlier in the evening, you seemed surprised that I'm using the Retevis repeater and not the Bridgecom. The main reason I'm not doing that is your interface board. Your interface board does more on the Retevis than what I can program into the Bridgecom.
Well, funny you should mention that. I have another gentleman that's got the Bridgecom same model, and I'm in the process of making an interface board for that. We'll be plugging it in back. We'll do the Zello, daytime, and all that. So, keep your eyes open for that one coming out. That won't be real soon, but I'm still building that circuit.
And like you say, you want to make sure it's working properly. You want it to be as bulletproof as this model is for the Retevis.
Yeah, exactly. I don't want to rush it, whether it's that interface board or the repeater controller board with the mobiles, whichever one I'm working on. I want to make sure as best as I can it's solid as, nothing's 100% obviously, but I really want to test it, and so I feel, real good when I send them out. But yeah, that one, there's a 25-pin connector on the back of your Bridgecom, and I do have the connectors for it came in. Also, too, I should mention, and sometimes I forget to mention this in videos, when I design something like this, I use the parts I have here, but sometimes I have to order parts, so that takes time. And then, like in this case, with this repeater controller board, I'm testing it, but I'm ordering parts, and they're coming in slowly as I'm testing this. So when I do get to the point of making them, I'll have 95% of the parts here. So that's why it gets kind of delayed, and people think, oh, God, why is it taking so long? Because I have to, get the parts. Same with that BridgeCom board I'm working on. I had to find what connector that's going to fit in the back of that, and that's a 25-pin connector. So I had to research that, and I got them in finally. But just stuff like that just takes longer time than I hope.
Oh, understand. I've been a ham and been building things for 50 years, and I understand the parts processing process. So, no worries. Anyway, I am interested in the BridgeCom interface, so I'll be watching your videos, and once you have a list for future interfaces, let me know, or let me know on one of your videos. I watch them all, and I'll see if I can get my name on their list.
Yeah, I'll probably end up. I do have it. I mean, not this particular interface board, but on the other interface board, when I get a prototype up and running, I do have it on my store where you can sign up to get notified when they're in stock. So once I get to that point, just keep checking my store. So people have been signing up, like this repeater control board that I did here, this one right here, with the 2 mobile radios. That's on my store, but you can sign up and get notified as soon as it becomes available. So keep checking my store. That's how I'm going to do that with this, with the BridgeCom. And the BridgeCom, the good news is there's 3 models of BridgeComs that they have available, and they all use the same connector. So that's even better yet. So, but of course, I still got to finish building it and all this other good stuff. But nevertheless, just keep watching the store. I'll make a video too, but sometimes I update the store faster than I can make videos. Just FYI.
Very good. Yeah, I got a link, a quick link on my computer direct to your store, and I will check on it. I'll give you a few months here before I start checking, but I realize this is going to take time. It could take a year, could take 2, but hey, I'm patient.
Yeah, I mean, hopefully it won't be as long as the first interface board, which is the one that you got now, the Retevis or Midland one. That took a little bit longer, just because of parts and whatnot, and testing it and this and that. But the good news is some of the design principles I can apply from that board to other boards to a certain point. So that will speed it up a little bit. But yeah, I mean, like I say, I'd rather take the time. I know people get kind of antsy, but I'd rather just, go through it really, really good. So I know, hey, I tested this thing as best I can, and that's more important to me than rushing it out, obviously. But don't worry, we're slowly working on them. I don't do all the videos all the time because people get sick of the interface board videos. But I'll keep you all updated with videos as I go.
Yeah, and I thank you, and I do appreciate it. And like I said, I've taken up way too much of your time this evening, so we'll stand by for any other input from the other people online. This is WROA 285.
No problem. It's kind of a slow night anyway, so no problem there. I should do too. I mean, I guess it doesn't really matter, but I do have. Let me show you. Let me get the other camera here just to kind of show people. I do have this other interface board. Let me get the camera set up here. Hold on. I haven't really done a video about this one. I did a little bit of video on this one, but I haven't really, did more videos. This is the one that uses this interface board here, uses the DB9 on the Retevis RT97S or the Elenco 438, or the TYT9000D can be the ham version or the GMRS version, but you install on the Retevis and the TYT, you have to install that repeater cable in the radio. But this interface board is for that particular radio, the one of those three models, either ham or GMRS version. I do have that available. Now this one right here, I have it on the store. There's a 1 week lead time, just because I build it after someone orders it and pays for it. Then I build it, and then I test it. That's why it's a 1 week lead time. I don't have these built ready to go. Well, I have this one right now, but normally I won't have them ready to go. Just FYI. And then, as we all know, I still have the Retevis or the Midland interface boards that I'm using now. Matter of fact, to make this live stream, I have my Retevis hooked up to this. So I still have those available. You can go ahead, those I have ready to be shipped, tested, ready to go. I should, what I could do, anyone's interested or not, maybe not really, but I'm going to show here, let me get my box of stuff here, and people have asked me, this is only a few of them here, I think, how many prototypes do you make? Well, let me show you my pile here of boards that I have made. And I change them because I come up with different designs, and it's just easier to rebuild the board than it is to take the parts off them. Let me get my pile here of prototypes. I probably got more, but this is what it's kind of like. I'll show you here. Here's my pile. I probably got more. I think I do. I think they're in the other room, but so that's what it's like. Yeah, I build them, and then I either come up with a whole better idea, and it's just faster to rebuild the board than it has to remove the parts on the prototype. So that's what happens. They get tossed off to the side, and then I build another one. No, I don't. The reason being is because then I know what I did already. If I change a design, I can say, did I do that already or not? And I draw schematics too, but sometimes I kind of, sometimes as I'm building them, I come up with a design and I actually build it before I even have the schematic drawn up because I think of it as I'm doing it. So it's nice to go back and say, oh, I did try that. I didn't like it because of this reason, whatever the case may be. So yeah, I don't throw them out. I mean, I know people ask, why don't you take the parts off there? It's not worth my time to take the parts off those boards. So they'll just be, you know, I don't know, add them to my pile. Like I said, I've already got more. But yeah, it's quite a thing. It's amazing how much stuff you go through. This is a mobile. I did a video on that a while back ago. This is a mobile radio repeater control board. I'm testing that one. I think this is like my third design already, I believe. So that's what it's like to build. Yeah, you know, gets kind of interesting sometimes. Sometimes it gets frustrating. Sometimes what I'll do too is, I don't have it with me, I made another controller board which did not go public because there wasn't much of a demand for it, so it kind of went to the wayside. I'm going to show you another repeater controller board that I made that I kind of jumped the gun. I should have probably not got so carried away with it. But I did another one here. Let me see if I can find it. I'll grab it quick. That lets you take two mobile radios and hook them up as repeaters using the DB9. I'll grab that board. That one's actually a regular circuit board. All right, this is actually another computer controller board that I made, but it never went public because just wasn't much of a demand. I probably should not have got carried away with it, but you know how that is. This right here takes two mobile radios with the DB9 and make them into repeaters. No computer needed. But that one works with the TYT9000D or the Retevis RT9000D or the Alinco 438, either GMRS or ham version. This will make them to a full repeater by plugging these in. One would go to the transmit radio, and the other connector would be the receive radio. Matter of fact, I did a distance test video with this controller board. So yeah, we got that one. Here's more prototypes that I end up. Yeah, more of them. But yeah, so anyway. Yeah, so we got quite a pile, but you know, it is what it is. Sometimes some people want them, some people decide not to. I also did another interface board for open repeater, but no one wanted that one, so that went to the wayside. Well, I think we're going to go ahead and stop this live stream here, and maybe we'll do another one here in the next few days or something. But everyone else there, have a good evening, and hope to talk to y'all soon. I'll be stopping the stream here shortly. No problem. Have yourself no problem there. Have yourself a good evening too. And no problem, no problem.